Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss on the topic called as censoring in survival analysis. So before moving on to the concept called as censoring, first let me tell you what is meant by survival analysis in brief. Survival analysis is a branch of statistics which involves a collection of modeling techniques which is used to model time to an event. Time to an event can be also called as time to occurrence of an event. In survival analysis, mainly we focus on the time interval or duration until our desired event occurs. Let us consider some examples for time to an event. Consider the example of time to death after heart surgery. Consider a patient who has undergone a heart surgery. So one may be interested to know regarding how long will that patient live after he has completed his heart surgery. Similarly, we can consider one more example about time to loan payment. So consider a customer who has borrowed a loan from the bank. So one may be interested to know regarding how long will it take for the customer to repay the loan. In survival analysis, whenever we are conducting any study or experiment, we need to follow a certain setup. In survival analysis, whenever we are going to consider any study or whenever we are going to conduct any experiment, we used to consider certain number of individuals for our study. And also we fix the study time period. And here our main focus will be on the time interval or the duration until our desired event occurs. Let us consider the example that I have explained before, that is time to loan payment. So here our interest will be to know regarding how long will the customers take to repay the loan. So let us consider some 50 customers who have borrowed the loan from the bank. So as soon as the loan gets sanctioned to them, they enter in our study. Let us fix the study time period some up to 3 years. So our main focus will be to know regarding the duration for the customers to repay the loan. So as soon as the loan gets sanctioned, one by one the customers enter into a study, and we will be observing those customers for some up to 3 years. So in the meanwhile, there is every possible that some customers might take less than 3 years to repay the loan, some might take exactly 3 years to repay the loan, and some might take more than 3 years to repay the loan. So our main interest will be to know the time interval or duration that will be taken by the customer to repay the loan after the loan has got sanctioned to them. So I have told you that in survival analysis we model time to an event. So one question might come in your mind, like why cannot one use linear regression analysis to model time to an event? There are three main reasons for this. So you all know that in linear regression analysis, the study variable that we consider, it needs to follow normal distribution, which is not possible in survival analysis. In survival analysis, our study variable will be the time to an event, and usually it doesn't follow normal distribution. And the second reason, which is one of the main reason, is nothing but censoring. So now let me introduce the concept called as censoring in survival analysis. So let us consider the same example, that is time to loan payment. So I have told that if my study period is up to 3 years and I will be following some 50 customers who have borrowed the loan from the bank. So there is every possibility that some customers might take more than 3 years to repay the loan. So my study period gets ended by 3 years, and after the completion of 3 years I won't be observing the customers anymore. So the customers who were unable to pay the loan within the study period, so the information regarding the loan payment on those customers will be incomplete, it will be partial. So censoring is also called as partial information. So partial in the sense, since I will be observing those customers for 3 years and based on that I will be able to make the statement that those customers will take more than 3 years to repay the loan. So therefore the information regarding the duration or the time period at which the customer had repaid the loan becomes incomplete, or it is partial. So this is how censoring takes place in survival analysis. So we doesn't consider any censoring situation in linear regression analysis, so therefore we cannot model time to an event using linear regression analysis. And one more reason is that in linear regression analysis, the study variable and the regressor that we consider, they need to have linear relationship between them. But we doesn't make any such assumption when we come to survival analysis. Okay, so already I have explained regarding the study setup that we make in survival analysis. So while undergoing the study under survival analysis, we may come across certain characteristics. So let us consider the same example, that is, we will be observing 50 customers for whom the loan has got sanctioned, and we will be interested to know regarding how long will it take for the customers to repay the loan, and our study period will be up to some 3 years. Now, one of the characteristic is individuals do not enter into the study at the same time. So now I will be considering some 50 customers for my study. So practically it is not possible for all the customers to get the loan sanctioned at the same time. So as soon as the loan gets sanctioned, one by one customer enter into my study. So generally we say that all the individuals cannot enter into the study at the same time point. So one more characteristic is when the study ends, some individuals might not experience the event yet. So this is obvious, practically this is obvious. So this is where the censoring concept lies. So already I have told you, like by the end of my study, I will be able to conclude that some of the customers were able to repay the loan within 3 years. So some took less than 3 years to repay the loan, some took exactly 3 years to repay the loan, but some might take more than 3 years to repay the loan. So this is where the censoring concept lies. So since I have terminated my study by the completion of the 3rd year, so I won't be following those customers anymore. So just I will be having the information that it will be taking more than 3 years for the customers to repay the loan, but I won't be knowing anything about like exactly at what time they were able to repay the loan. So this is how second characteristic takes place, and this is where the censoring concept lies. And one more characteristic is some individuals might drop out or get lost in the middle of the study. So practically if you see, like if I am considering the same example which I have explained before, so my interest is to know regarding the duration, like what duration will be taken by the customer to repay the loan. Just out of 50 customers, just let us consider one customer and we'll name it as some customer X. Okay, so my interested what to know, like at what time point the customer X will be able to repay the loan. Just assume that in the middle of the study the customer X has died. Okay, so now my event of interest was regarding the loan payment, but the customer has experienced death in the middle of the study. So now the information regarding the time at which the loan was repaid on customer X becomes incomplete. So this is how once again the censoring concept arises. Similarly, due to some difficulties, the customers might drop out from the study. Due to some difficulties, they won't be able to stay in the study for long and they might come out from the study. So likewise, I can lose some customers if the death occurs or some other thing. So I might lose some customers from the study, and along with losing customers, I will be losing the information on loan repayment from that particular customer. So this is how once again in this particular characteristic the censoring concept lies. So this is all about censoring. So next we will be discussing regarding the various types of censoring in the further classes. Thank you.